Cowboy's not a rock crawler.
Ooh. Broke tire loose though.
Well,
what's
up?
Just checking out my Black Friday purchase.
So, Highboy S2 Pro.
It's an S2 Pro. Had it in sport mode just then. That was 12 mile an hour coming out of the shop.
It's a nice unit.
People probably thought we died.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've been around.
So this is
December 16th right now.
last time we uploaded anything was day 2 of Raceweek.
So good news, we survived Raceweek.
We did. All of the vehicles.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. So, oops, got that in the video.
We got a whole lot to talk about.
Look. But it wasn't broken. We just started doing things to it.
All right, so what we got there?
So, we got 3rd place in the 13.0 class on Raceweek.
Okay, so how'd that deal go down?
So, we went up, we were at altitude. So, we thought the car was going to be too slow to try to run the 12.0 class. So, we decided we were going to slow it down to run 13.0. And the car was a little faster than we were thinking it was going to be while we were up in Colorado.
I don't know if it would have went 12.0s, but it was a solid 12.30 player up there.
Yeah, I don't think it was going to run 12.0s, but yeah, it was a little faster than we were expecting. So it was a little bit challenging to try to get it slowed down. But we did. So we were having to slow the car down. So we were using ET Genie, so it's basically a restrictor plate. So it's got these little deals in it. And you put it on the car under the carburetor, and yeah, get in there. Get some video of it. It has a little dial. You screw this cap off, put the dial in.
Dial indicator.
Yeah, put the dial in there, and you turn this little knob here. I guess that's a knob. What do you call that?
Perfect.
Okay, knob. Technical terms. And when you turn this, you turn it one way or another, and it either screws in or out these, what do you call these?
We'll just call them plates.
These plates. And it either opens up or restricts the air that's going into your motor, which will either speed up or slow down the car depending on what you're trying to do. So, this was our secret weapon. This is pretty much how much airflow was being restricted going into the motor at Denver to get the car to run close to 13.0, which is kind of surprising because Denver.
Yeah, and we had the shift RPM dropped about 600 RPMs.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there was that.
So when we went to Pueblo, and we went 13.0, I think 8.
Yes, so Pueblo the first day, I think it was 13.08, and there was rain coming. So we didn't get to turn in the best pass. It was a 13.0 pass, but it wasn't, we could have probably turned in something better, but it is what it is. We left Pueblo, drove to Kearney, and Kearney was fast. We struggled at Kearney to get the car slowed down. What did we end up turning in there? 13.05?
4, I think, something like that. But the magical part about what we did in Kearney to slow this car down, we normally run the car with 38 degrees of timing. It had 26 in it. Which
we had to end up borrowing a timing light from the Canadian guys because our timing light was broken. So, yeah.
Well, I don't know that it was necessarily broken. It just randomly doesn't read. So it actually is still good. We still have it, but sometimes it doesn't work correctly. So anyway.
Yeah, we had to.
We had 12 degrees of timing pulled
Borrow
out of it. We had the shift from 6,500 down to 53,
Yes.
5,500.
This thing?
That deal was almost all the way shut.
Yes.
And she drove to the 1,000 foot and
It
lifted,
lifted.
and it went 1298.
Yeah.
So we were literally running out of time
We were
because
right there.
we had that day we had no drive day, and we had to go from Kearney back to Denver.
Yes.
It was like 430 miles or something, and we had no drive day to do it. So we were pretty much eager, fired up, ready to go.
Well, our plan was to get there to Kearney because they had switched the times so that you would run early in the morning. I think we started at like 9 or 10 that morning and be done earlier in the day so that you could get your drive in since you didn't have a drive day between. Well, our original plan was to go out there, make one pass, and leave, but we couldn't get a 13.0 pass. All I think everything we'd done was in the 12s.
Yeah, everything was in the 12s.
Which, if we would have turned that in, that would have counted as like a 20-second time. So, Derek and Samantha stayed, and the old senior decided they were going to stay with us until we got what we needed. And
so the last pass we made, you let off the gas about 20 feet before the 1,000 foot.
Yep. And we got our 13.0. What did we say?
It was like a 4 or 6, something like that.
Turn that in. Swap this thing over to street mode as fast as we could and hauled butt towards Denver. And there was rain coming. So we were trying to hurry up so we could beat some of the rain, and we got stuck in some rain and it was miserable.
Car wash.
Yes. So we had rain-X'd the windows, and which was fine at first until cars were driving towards us, and then you couldn't see, which John was driving, which is good because I can't see at night anyway, and that just made it that much worse. But you know, this has no defroster and no heater, and it was freezing and we were wet, and we had to keep the windows cracked like this much because the windows kept fogging up. So we were cold, we were wet, couldn't see, and we were trying to hurry up. We took shelter in a car wash because we were freezing, and Derek, you know, our smart friend, had holes all in his firewall, so him and Samantha were soaked. Meanwhile, little Peepop chilling in the white Camaro with his heater.
And his wipers.
And his wipers.
And his radio.
And his radio.
And his comfy seat.
Yeah. So, that.
Okay, so we made it to Denver.
Yes.
I guess we can just kind of fast track this deal to the end. We've already said you got 3rd place. So,
yep.
Rolling into the last day. Let's talk about the very last day at Denver.
So, the last day at Denver was stressful.
So rolling into the final day at Denver, there was 4 people that had a shot at winning.
There was the guy in first, senior, me, and then a guy behind me in a CTSV who actually happened to be from Texas as well. So, it was, I think, well, your dad went up and made the pass, and he kind of locked me out.
Mm-hmm.
So we were a little worried about the CTSV guy because we weren't sure exactly what he was capable of doing. But I don't think he was able to run the number that day.
Nope.
And we went up and we had gotten a 13.0 pass, but we wanted to better.
Yeah, you went 13.08 or 13.09, I think, at one point.
But I think we needed like a 4 or a 5 to lock that guy out.
Yep.
So we kept going to make passes. I think they said that they had opened the lanes up or whatever. They were doing like all run, and we finally went up there and got what we needed, and it was pretty much like we won an HRA championship because we got 3rd place. We locked it in.
Yeah. You'd have thought that you'd have won Indy because the celebration that me, my dad, and Derek had on the starting line. Derek tried to high-five me. I think it's on 1320 video, and I was just screaming, running, jumping, and ran off the starting line. He's still standing there with his hand. Yeah, my bad.
But it was so much fun. We got to see some really cool stuff. We had a drive day through the mountains in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome. We didn't really have well, we did. We had some issues with the car. There were some weird things.
Yep.
The exhaust hanger broke, and we fixed it with a coat hanger.
Yeah, so by the time we got back to Pueblo, there were wires that were arcing together under the dash. We don't really know what wires, but there were some wires that were. We moved them and they quit. So we knew the car, the wiring on this thing, it's got some problems, and it's had some problems.
One of the things that we hadn't been able to redo yet.
Yep. And so that pretty much finalized that. On race week, we decided wiring has to happen. Like she said,
we haven't had overdrive.
The exhaust hanger broke, and I had it. Now that, I guess, statute of limitations, I'm sure nobody can be all that pissed. The exhaust was held up with a coat hanger.
What are they gonna say?
Yeah, well, I guess nothing at this point.
It wasn't dangling down.
Yeah, so
we fixed it.
We had that. The exhaust had an H pipe in it. The H pipe was cracked. The trunk latch broke. The lock cylinder for the trunk latch broke. So pretty much half of the week we were opening the trunk with a screwdriver.
The bolt that holds the alternator bracket on broke off in the head.
Yep.
Luckily, Senior was able to get the part of the bolt out of the head with a pocket knife.
Yeah, homeboy comes over there with a pocket knife and screws it out when I'm sitting there trying to find a 90-degree drill and a drill bit. And anybody got any ease outs? And he just screws it out with a pocket knife.
Yeah,
so
we made that work.
I don't know. It happened somehow.
We thought we had burnt up spark plug wires, but it seems like they were fine.
Yeah, we thought we had a burn up plug wire. We thought we had a coil going bad. We fouled 3 sets of spark plugs due to altitude and the fact that we drove that car from 4,000 feet to 10,000 feet and only made minor jet changes, and it was just...
It did not like
Look,
10,000 feet.
We learned a lot.
We did.
So, with that being said, we learned a lot.
Yes, as usual.
And...
The car is currently being pulled apart.
It's on jack stands. And can't help but notice that there's a torque converter in there, radiator. There's a nitrous bottle. Okay.
So, we got back home and decided that we were going to try and put the 4L60 in it and see if it would fit. Because...
Okay, let's talk about the 4L60 for a minute, because I don't think anybody knows that we're planning our and talking about or whatever. Why are we doing this? What's the situation here?
Because of Wendell. And with the fact that this car has no overdrive in it, and we can only go like 60 or 65 if I'm driving.
Look, we were trying to outrun that storm in Nebraska,
and it was not.
And I was driving, and I know I saw 80 and 85 on the highway a few times, and we were rolling close to 4,000 RPMs for a solid hour trying to outrun that storm, which we did. We did, but
so
we just can't go very fast ever.
Our thought is, if we can put the 4L60 in it, have overdrive, get better fuel mileage, and be able to go faster on the highway, why would we not do that?
You know how many people are fixing to poop on a 4L60 in the comments on this deal?
Probably everybody. But you know what? Sorry about it. At least it doesn't have LS in it still.
Yeah.
So,
you don't have a lot of 4L60 haters, but
they're just gonna have to get over it.
So
we have no overdrive, and we need overdrive.
4L60's got a 308 first gear too.
This is true. So the car may be faster.
It will be faster.
Anyway, so we came home, pulled the Turbo 350 out. We stuck the 4L60 in to make sure it would even fit, because, you know, Chevette, and there's no room in this thing. So it fits-ish. So we're going to take that over to Wendell, get that fixed up. We are putting nitrous on the car.
Okay.
We're wiring it. We're gonna put a Holly dash in it. What else are we doing to this thing? Fuel system probably.
MSD grid.
Yeah, we're putting grid on it.
So that ET Genie you got that actually worked pretty well?
No mo.
It's going to go back over there on the shelf and get used for some other random stuff, but
Yeah.
we will now be using timing to slow this thing down.
Yeah.
A lot more accurately and effectively.
Yes. Instead of trying to guess with this thing. I mean, we had this pretty good. We had the handheld weather station, and you were doing your Rain Man math, and
Yep.
we were doing a lot.
All right, so we got a whole lot going on with this thing.
Yes. We just got back from PRI. Met some good people up there. Made some good connections.
Okay, I just want to do a little side note.
What?
Everybody's going to poop on this 4L60 idea.
Mm-hmm.
Who'd we talk to at PRI?
Sonics.
What do they got?
Lots of real pretty 4L60 parts.
Yep. So, Wendell's got one in his truck that's probably good to 800. I don't know if he said 800 or 1,000, but it's
I thought he said 1,000.
maybe. I know
He hadn't killed it yet.
they've got one in a Cyclone, one of those little turbo Cyclone trucks.
Yeah, they were telling us
that
about
makes
that.
1,000.
Yep.
And
Well, the one in your car.
yeah,
Wendell built it, and
it's got some Sonics parts in it, and
it's been through Raceweek, and
it's been to 2 race weeks, and then every other thing that I put it through. So
yeah, it's lived.
yep, check out Sonics if you want 4L60 stuff.
Yep.
Don't be
Don't be a hater.
no, got to be different.
Yeah.
So anyway,
so we went to PRI, did that, came home with some good ideas.
lots of good ideas.
I guess you can say good ideas.
Well, we came home with ideas that we are going to do.
Yes. But we have a lot of work ahead of us.
So the Chevette's fixing to get a pretty substantial makeover, probably the biggest one since we ripped it all apart and started before we did our very first race week with it.
Yeah.
It's going to get that much work or more now.
Yeah.
Heat and sound.
Heat is a big deal.
That's going to be a big deal. We talked to DEI.
Yep, DEI.
At PRI and got some really good information on some stuff from them.
Yeah, they have some pretty cool stuff that probably work out really well for us. So
we talked to a couple different drive shaft companies. This car's got a steel drive shaft in it that'll probably move a Peterbilt.
it is heavy.
Very heavy for whatever reason. So we're going to try to get an aluminum drive shaft set up for that deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple more things. We may do some rear end gear changes to go with this 4L60. Try to get it going a little bit. There's some stuff on the shelf over there that I've been holding on to, stuff that didn't get done the first time we worked on this car.
Yeah.
So some of that stuff's going to happen. We got some suspension stuff we're doing to it.
Yep.
Going to put an anti-roll on it.
It
A
needs
couple
that.
other things like that. Yeah, so there's quite a bit. Like she said a minute ago, fuel system. We talked to a couple different fuel companies up there. Pretty excited about, I think, what we're going to try to do with that. We got some nitrous stuff lined up. Yeah. So
You know, it'd be nice fuel gauge.
we are fixing to go into modern technology. Yeah, like she said, things like fuel gauge. How much gas do you have?
It'd be nice to know.
There was a couple times on race week where we thought we had more than we did.
Yeah, and we didn't.
We had a 10-gallon cell, and I'm pretty sure I put 9.5 gallons in it when we stopped at the one gas station where everybody was at. So.
Yeah. But we have some cool upgrades, some very much needed things. You know, race week is a little hectic for us. It's a little different doing race week in this versus the Camaro.
Yeah. But
we survived. We're still alive,
so we're doing at least one race week this year.
at least.
Yeah, we're on the wait list for sick week, but
Not sure if that's gonna happen.
probably not going to happen. And then even if it did happen, I don't know that the Chevette would be what would be going, considering
Its current state.
it's not going to be done.
Yeah, but at
We-
least one race week. They are having 1.0 is going to be around this area since Denver's closed, and they don't really have anywhere up there that they can schedule it.
Yeah, we're still waiting to hear where 2.0 is going to be.
Yeah.
So, okay. So that's the Chevette. That was the race week story, and that's the plans for that thing.
Yeah.
You're still going to do some bracket racing this year with it, right?
Car shows, bracket racing, probably do some of the muscle car stuff.
Okay.
whatever else we can get into. Cruises, I don't know. Whatever.
Okay.
Streetcar life.
Well, let's talk about other things we got going on around here.
So I accidentally got it in the little high boy clip a minute ago.
Okay. Let's go check this out.
So why don't you give them a little bit of update about what you did this year? Like how was your NHRA racing and what all did you do?
We started doing a video on the Forenza when we redid it last year, and we didn't, our YouTube cycle continued with that. Man, it's freaking hard. You know, that car was nonstop work from November until
probably like
Houston was in March.
Yeah.
We didn't make Houston.
No.
So motor came in and out of the car 2 or 3 times. It fought very hard. But we did get the car done. We took it to Noble, Oklahoma for the first division race. I lost first round, didn't do very good, but the car went 990 at 167 miles an hour up there, which is probably a good 5 mile an hour faster than we thought it was going to be. So car's fast. I think it'll probably go 5.0s maybe in the 8th mile wide open. We were planning on trying to do that before now. We just haven't been able to do that yet. So still waiting to see what it runs. But we left there. We went to the Motorplex in Ennis and ran a double divisional race. I won the first race and runner up the second race.
Yep.
So that was pretty spectacular. We then decided, since it was the last year of racing at Vandermeer, we were going to go try that deal in super gas. So we loaded the Forenza up. We went to Vandermeer. Altitude just absolutely wore me out.
It was not easy up there.
I couldn't make the car 1050 is the index up there. I couldn't make the car to a 1050 to save my life. I could have made the car go 990 up there as easy as I could make it go 990 here, but trying to slow it down, it just 1050 it just didn't work. So we didn't do any good up there. We came home. I won I won a bracket race and runner up a bracket race with it. And then we figured out we actually had a problem. So chased it down. It was a carburetor issue. Got that fixed. And yeah, we finished number 5. We actually tied for 4th with Vernon in super gas this year.
Vernon.
But he won the tiebreaker, so I ended up 5th. So we're going to roll the 45 on the window next year.
Yep.
But yeah, overall, that was good. I got to get the white Camaro out after race week, after I got it back from my dad. I washed it, and we took it to XRP and ran their muscle car deal.
Yep.
I entered 3 classes. I semied in 1 and runnered up the other 2.
Okay, you were foot braking that car in electronics.
In the big dog race.
In their big dog race.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is like their championship deal.
Yeah. So, yeah, had a pretty good time. We're gonna try to do more of that this year. I've just had a blast, like you have, with the streetcar stuff.
Yeah.
The super gas deal, that's not going anywhere. I mean, we're gonna continue to do that, but.
So speaking of streetcar, something is missing.
The old Mustang went to a new home.
Yeah, Mustang's gone. Actually,
so I guess,
2 things are missing technically.
Yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and just full circle. I bought the Mustang to try to build something to run a lot of different things. When I bought the Mustang, the daily driver heads up stuff around here was getting big, and it was something I felt like I could compete with. Decent small block or a decent LS motor with a little bit of nitrous, light car. I felt like I could go out there and do some good with it.
Right.
That daily driver deal has just,
it's blown up.
It has exploded over the last year and a half or so, however long it's been. I don't know. It's probably going to take a little bit more than I feel comfortable with on the nitrous side and the money side to compete with some of that stuff. Not saying that we're not going to give it a try at some point, but the goals and the budget we had to do what we were trying to do, that they're not. We're not gonna be able to do it. So the Mustang was a little bit rougher than I wanted to start with to make something decent. The reason I switched from the S10 to the Mustang was was like 500, 600 pounds lighter, and I wanted to go fast. And then we figured out we're probably not going to do a whole lot of heads up stuff. And again, the car was a little bit rough, so I decided I wanted to get out of it and get into something else. I had my sights on a new body style S10. I was going to go back to that.
Yep.
I was pretty much about to pull the trigger on it, and I got to talking to my dad. And we had the 3rd gen Camaro, the IROC that we were building for him. He has since changed directions on what he wants to do, and we're gonna do some different things to his S10, and he wants to just keep driving it instead of drive something else. So I got rid of the Mustang. We got rid of his tube chassis 3rd gen Camaro.
Yep.
We have since decided that we're gonna take a lot of the parts that he's got laying around, a lot of the parts that I got laying around, and we want to put another car together. The car's primarily, the car is going to be used for Cheap Street. That's something else. My buddy Hollis has put that deal together, and it's kind of blown up, and everybody else all over the country, they're putting together races that are pretty similar. So
yeah.
Cheap Street is a 650, 670, or 690 index. You don't know what it is till you get there. Go to a driver's meeting. They draw the index out of a hat. That's your index. Street car stuff, tagged, inspected, insured. Sometimes they do cruises and stuff. So kind of goes back to we're all about that street car life now. So I want to run that class. That looks like a blast. There's some other classes kind of similar to that we want to do. Streetcar Takeovers got a bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah.
They're doing the King of the Open Road stuff around here. That's pretty local to us. They're all over the country now, but I want to do some of that stuff, and ultimately maybe build a little bit more rowdy version of a Raceweek car.
So
we drug this thing home.
Ta-da!
So it's a 68 Nova. Butternut yellow. It's gonna have a black vinyl top on it. I've already got the black vinyl top for it. It's just obviously not on the car yet. No rust. It's already had floor pans put in it. Not cut up. Car doesn't have a roll bar. There's no cutting on this thing. You could put this pretty much 100% back stock if you wanted to. Cool thing about it, we still got some work that we got to do, but it's got a bench seat. We're probably going to do everything we can to leave the bench seat in it. Somebody put the wrong steering column in it, so we got stuff we got to change. But a lot of the dash stuff's all there and new. It's got carpet in it. Somebody cut it for a 4-speed, so we're probably going to have to put new carpet in it. But a couple little things here and there inside. We're going to get, I don't know if we're going to put a cage or a roll bar in it, but there's a lot of badging and stuff that came with it. A whole lot of stuff really actually came with the car. So I think that is going to be the primary focus as far as what we're working on, other than the Chevette. And for everybody that freaking asked, here's your LS. We're doing it. How about that?
But it's going in that.
It is going in that.
It's not going in that.
Nope.
Sorry.
So this is a 6.0 aluminum block. We got a set of the square port LS3 style heads. I think it's like a L98 or something is what they call this motor.
Yeah.
I don't know. After LS6, I pretty much lost count. So that's what that is. Aluminum block, square port heads. We talked to Brian Tooley when we were at PRI. Talked to Paul up there.
Yep.
Got some pretty good ideas on things we could do with it, might do with it, may do with it. We talked to Lloyd the other day, Lloyd Elliott, Elliott's Portworks.
Yes.
Talked to them, or him. And yeah, got some pretty good ideas from him too. So it's going to be a 9-inch Ford Power Glide Caltrax street car.
Yep, so this one should be pretty versatile to do whatever we want to do with it.
Yep.
I would think.
And it is more than likely going to get a nitrous bottle too. And
probably.
Yep. If it's anywhere remotely fast enough to do any of the heads-up stuff, I'm going to do it. But
yeah,
I'm not going to go out there and wear the car out and be 4/10 behind anybody. I can probably get a 10th or 2 off the tree sometimes in some of those deals, but if we're half a second behind, we ain't going to get it done.
Well, all you got to do is make it down the track. So.
Yeah. Well, with the stance that it's got with no motor in it, you know, we've already got it. Look, that thing's going 580 sitting still.
Oh my gosh. Yep. So.
Another question. What's all this jazz we got going here?
Well.
Lights and tripods and a ladder?
I don't know why the ladder's here. Well, the ladder's here because you were hanging stuff up. But this stuff, we're trying to make videos.
Sissy!
Oh my god.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we got the pegboard. That's
Yeah,
the bomb. All right, so what's all this stuff? What are we doing?
YouTube videos.
We're doing a YouTube video right now. We're not using any of that.
Partnership videos.
Okay, so you're trying to do sponsorship things.
We're trying.
Okay.
We're trying. With all the good folks that we met at PRI. So we'll see. We'll see what we come up with.
Well, concluding.
We went to Raceweek. We survived Raceweek. We came home. Shoved a 4L60 in here. Now we gotta take it back out and get it to Wendell.
Well, I still have to cut on the floor to make it fit too.
True. We talked to somebody about some new headers for this thing, so maybe we can get some headers made.
All right, so we scratched stuff off the list. We got to call Dan at Circle D.
Yes.
We got to get a converter. We're going to have to get a shifter.
Yep.
We're going to have to get with Wendell and Sonics and try to get as much of that stuff together as we can.
Yep.
Because I would really like to fill this thing up with some Sonics parts.
Yep.
Especially after seeing them and talking to them at PRI. You got to do going with Amsoil last year. That was a really good partnership. I feel like on both ends.
Yeah, Amsoil was awesome.
So we worked with them. We're going to try to get back with them for next year.
Yep.
Just a few people.
Yep.
So working hard on that. Working hard on this thing.
And then
Started working hard on that thing.
did some trading and brought old Buttersworth home.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So.
The Forenza, we still own it. It's just not in the shop. It's still not unloaded from October.
Yeah, we pretty much got back from the National and had to leave for Raceweek, and the Forenza has just been shoved in the gooseneck since then.
Mm-hmm.
So, we probably need to get that out.
All right. Well, we say this all the time.
And we always fail.
But we're going to try to do more updates.
So, maybe we'll see you later?
We started working on some TikTok videos.
Okay.
Randomly yesterday. So, now we're on TikTok.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Check out TikTok. You know, social media things.
Yeah. But, in all seriousness, thanks for those that keep up with us and ask and want to know. It's pretty freaking wild that we can be in. We're at a gas station in Colorado and somebody come up and said that they watch our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
If you got 5,000 subscribers, that's a pretty common thing. We have like 400.
Well, I mean,
that's pretty wild.
I think it was Tulsa, and that one guy said he drove all the way from like Arkansas.
Yeah, just to see the car or whatever. So it's pretty cool. We don't have a huge following. I mean, I feel like anything over 50 is a pretty big amount of people. It's kind of surprising that there's more than 50 people that want to know what we're doing. But, yeah, I feel like we got a pretty loyal group that likes to,
See what we're doing.
see what's up. So,
Anyway, we'll try to be better.
yeah. So, thanks for hanging in there with us. We made it through race week. She finished third. My dad finished second. I don't know if we spit that out or not, but my Camaro finished second.
You talk about lucky duck.
Skill.
I don't know that that's skill.
Okay. Well, either way. Oh, and I won a practice tree race.
Oh, yeah, this fool. So they do this practice tree race for all the co-pilots throughout the week. And John won. Let's see, what'd you win? Didn't you win?
The very first day.
Yeah, but didn't you win? You won money that day, right? And then
$100.
Then at the end, all the people who won like each day, they put them in like a shootout. And he won the shootout, so he got money, and then he got all kind of Sick the Magazine barbecue sauces and spices.
Yeah, and when she said I won money, I was the only one that was profitable for the week. I won $1,500 on that practice tree race.
I won third place and didn't get any money. I spent a lot of money.
Yeah, we
But it
spent
was
a lot
fun.
of money. It was. But BMF Automation put on that practice tree deal for the co-pilots. That's awesome. That was a really cool deal. Obviously, I was really excited about it because I won it. But, just...
You got a cool little trophy.
Yeah, supporting that deal was really cool.
Yeah.
So, thanks to them. Obviously, thanks to Matt, June, Adam, the whole Raceweek crew,
Yeah.
Brian.
Yeah. Adam, we survived.
Yeah, still
We're
married.
Still married.
And then, yeah, all the people that helped us out this year, last year, the year before, all the years prior.
Yes.
Wayne Pratt, Lloyd Elliott, Wendell.
Yep. Amsoil.
Yep. Amsoil, Circle D, John's Auto Service. I mean, we got the list.
Poor Wayne for working on our weird stuff.
Yep. Mosley's Precision Coating did all your powder coat work.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yep. So we got quite a list of people that's helped us out along the way, and
Mickey Thompson.
yep, Mickey Thompson for sure. So we greatly appreciate that. Hope to get the opportunity to maybe partner with some more people moving forward and continue this thing on down the road.
Yep. So, like he said, we'll try to keep up. We'll see. Maybe that can be our New Year's resolution.
Yeah, problem is, those never hold up.
Yeah, well,
I'm gonna lose weight and then eat a whole pack of Oreos.
or a birthday cake.
Yeah, when it's not our birthday. All right, then.
All right.
Well, we're out. Until next time.
See ya.